So firing employees is never a fun process. It's never really something anyone wants to do, but management is going to have to do it at some point in their career. The next few minutes, we're going to give you the tools and tips to properly fire someone without causing a negative impact on your company or having negative outcomes that come with the firing. So the first thing we're going to go over with you is how to properly fire someone so there is no negative impact on your company. So with that, we're going to give you the tips and tools and what you should say and shouldn't say to keep a positive relationship with the person you fire. The next thing we're going to go over is the proper documentation that you need when you're firing someone, so there's no lawsuits or anything like that. Final thing we're going to go over is how to stay focused and direct on the topic when you're firing someone. With these tips and tools, you should be able to fire someone and it shouldn't be a daunting task for you or the person that you're firing anymore.
Alrighty, so 4 things that you need to include in a firing process. Number 1 is reputation. If you're a small business, reputation's everything. It's what you kind of strive on, especially with Yelp and all the reviews that you can do these days. Reputation's a pretty big thing. Number 2 is compassion. You care about this employee, you hired them for a reason, you want them to end up in a good position later on in the future. So number 3 would be console your employees. You want to find out how they feel about them. If they feel that if I put them in another job, recommended them, how would they do? Without my vision, what are they doing? How are they doing during the day? And then number 4 is create a plan together. You want to find out this employee's goals. You want to see where they want to end up, how they want to do, and then you want to create a plan and then place that employee in another job.
One key part of the firing process is to make sure you have all the correct documents. Incorrect documents lead to possible lawsuits and costly settlements that you don't want to deal with when having a company. Giving your employee the handbook on the very first day ensures that they know all the regulations and rules for the company. This handbook should comply with local laws as well. Handbooks should also be very specific to your company and business. All issues in the workplace that come up should be signed by the employee and the employer and placed in their personal file for future problems that come up. There should also be a signed memorandum placed in their personal file. This is a super important document that all employees should have. Memorandum, by definition, defines as a document recording the terms of a contract or other legal details. All evidence for the firing should be kept in their personal file and preserved to avoid spoliation. Having undocumented issues leads to costly settlements in the future that you don't want for your business. So making sure that all of your documents are correct is super important.
It is important that you do not rush into the firing process. Oftentimes there are complications with how things were delivered or things were handled. In order to resolve some of those complications, we've devised that you should stay focused, also do your research, and properly time when you're going to fire the person. Staying focused will help you to address the issues more than if you preemptively fired them on the spot.
According to the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, California has had a total of 5,870 charge filings of wrongful termination.
It's important that you do your research to know that you've covered all of your bases, both in the law setting and for the situation that the employee may be in and the company may also be in if you wrongfully fire them. Also, the timing is important. It's better to fire at the beginning of the work week or at the end of the work week to allow for either the person to have time to find a job or for the employees not to break down because someone was fired.
So far, management should have learned why it's important to fire people responsibly and respectfully and how to maintain a professional manner while doing so. It's important to be involved and connected in the firing process with the former employee because really you're firing another person. You don't want to leave them with a negative impression of the company to spread to other people. It really only will hurt the company if you leave them just disconnected and dejected in the firing process. The big and important part of the firing process is maintaining professionalism, and that includes proper documentation, and the importance of this cannot be stressed enough for the safety of the company and the safety of your future with the company when firing an employee. And lastly, it's important to be clear and come prepared to avoid any small complications that could ruin the firing process for you or the employee, and really just also impact your professionalism, as mentioned beforehand. With following these points that we had went over beforehand, you should be able to successfully fire an employee from a company with minimal to no repercussions that are negative and in a professional manner.